wow. I've got absolute goosebumps on what has happened and how they caught them, and wow. So that was Darren George on the phone, and so we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about who is this, and for the people that keep trying to get in the box on your fake account, Smyth has been caught and arrested and taken into custody along with Madison Allen in Portugal. Now, I will have the name of the town in Portugal in just a moment. And it's absolutely an amazing story. So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, and I have the full permission of the family to share this with you guys. It's an exclusive. It's the first time you'll hear this story. And once again, Billy George has proven himself to be the kind of man I could never even understand how he's managed to do this, but hold myself together. So over a week ago, Billy George got a tip of a house where Jonny and Madison were. So he headed out to Portugal and he found the house and could see Jonny inside the house. He could hear the music, he could hear them laughing inside the house. And so he phoned the police in Portugal, and they said, if you go into the house, if you go and make any contact or you bring him to us, we won't arrest him. You can't do this. We need time to check with Interpol that he's wanted. Now, Jonny was on Interpol list as Jonny Smyth, and he was travelling with his middle name. So they had to check all of the paperwork before they could make an arrest. So they said to Billy, the only way we're going to make the arrest is if you head back to your family. You can't stay around for the next steps. So Billy, knowing that he was leaving behind a house with his son killer in, but knowing he had to do it for justice, managed to get back on a flight and head back to Belfast and leave it in the hands of the police over there. And the family have said that we must pay massive respect to the Portuguese police, who absolutely did what they said they were going to do and have made the arrest that everyone else has failed to do up to this point. But can we just stop to just pay a second of respect for this father? And I find it hard because obviously I've had a lot of contact with this family. He absolutely said he was going to bring back Georgie's body, and he did. And then he said he was going to do whatever he could to get justice. In the last 3 weeks, he's been arrested several times for harassing Dawn, for asking for his son killer to be found. He has been taken to court by Madison Allison's mum for slander, because he called her a name on the internet. He's been put through absolute hell, all while he's tried to hold his family up and look after his wife and his children. And he has single-handedly not only found his son because he said he would, he has also give his son the burial he deserves. And now he's gone back travelling on aeroplanes to countries where he's found his son's killer, shown the patience and grace to follow orders when anyone else would have ripped through that door and not been able to control it. But he knew all the family needed justice, and he needed to hold himself, and he absolutely did it. And because of that, John George's mum on her birthday today gets the news that she thought she was never going to get. And I just think, what a fucking family, man, and what a dad. What a dad, man, to be able to do that. This story and John's legacy is going to go down in the history books because of Billy. He's been arrested, Sam. And I will go back through that again in a second. It is so emotional, and I think for everyone, it's really emotional, and it's a really happy day, especially on this page, on this channel. We have supported the George family all the way across. We have never been wavering in our support for John George and his family. We do know that Madison will be released, okay? The warrants were only for Jonny, and Madison may at some point in the future be charged for assisting an offender and for keeping him on the run, etc. She knew he was wanted. But right now, Jonny should not be released even on bail due to the fact he's already proven himself to be a flight risk, and he is wanted for murder, horrific murder. So for anyone just coming in, I'm going to refresh you on this quickly. Today we got the news this evening that Jonny Smith and Madison Allen are in custody in Portugal. We had no other information up to this point than that, but I've just received a phone call then from Darren George, who said I can share everything with you guys. And a week ago, Billy George got a tip and an actual address where they could find Jonny Smith and Madison. The police in Spain weren't really doing anything, and neither was anyone else, so Billy boarded a flight to go and case the house out by himself. He got over to Portugal, he found the house, he could see them inside the house, hear them laughing and playing music, and he then phoned the Portuguese police to come out, and they said, look, we don't have a warrant at the moment, we can't make an arrest, and if you go in there and get him, you will not be able to get justice because we can't accept him from you because we need to find the warrants first. So Billy had to go down to the police station, wait for them to go through the computer, speak to Interpol, which they finally did. And then they said to Billy, like, I need you to head back to your family in Belfast. That's where you need to be while we do what we need to do. And again, he showed all the patience and grace and the love he has for his wife and his other children to come home, to not do any damage, to not get in the way of this justice, just to actually be able to just sit there and hope for the best. Madison's in the chat. I doubt she is, to be fair. It's probably, there is a fake account exactly of Madison. If Madison's in here, then shame on you. Absolute fucking shame on you.